Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am so glad that you guys made it out today to come listen to me talk about a whole lot of nothing. No, about MSC and Carnival and Meraviglia versus the celebration. I got a lot to talk about there. I got a lot to talk about. Before we get started, up at the top, you will see I have something pinned up there. Meet and I, they have awards every year, and they were kind enough to nominate me for an award as one of the best solo cruisers. So if you could click on that link after the show and cast your vote for me, I would truly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. I'm a little behind in the promotion of it because I was on vacation, so I didn't start like everybody else did. So I'm trying to play a little catch up here. Also, cleaning up a little business. Right after this live at 6 o'clock, I am going to have a premiere. It's going to be from the Booze Cruise and our day in Jamaica. Jamaica, man. I got a really bad accent when I do that. Yeah, man. I got a real bad accent. Anyway, you'll see it in the video if you stick around. Let me go down to the chat, see who's all here. We got the Z Show Cruise Fund. Welcome in, Z. Scott, my partner in crime. Welcome in, Controversial Cruising. Destination Fun says hello. Travel Vibes with Angel. Jeffrey's Angel. Hello, Bill. Hey, Angel. Angel saying hi to everybody in the chat. My partner in crime on the Meraviglia. Mike Clock is in the house. Keisha is in the house. Welcome in, Keisha. I am Betty J. Gather. She is here and accounted for. House of X saying hey. Going down to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Everybody saying hello, hello. Betty says, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you can share us out, share us out. Be greatly appreciated. Greatly. When I say greatly, I mean greatly appreciated. Angel has her votes in. Congratulations, Angel. Thank you so much for the votes, even if you didn't vote for me. It's one thing, what we need to do, even if you don't vote for me, go there, show some love for the channel. They go out of their way every year, and it's fun for the community. And this is just a community that part of the community I'm in. I don't spend as much time over there as I do in the cruising community, but I do spend time over there, and they obviously know who I am. So I want to show the love and share them out and get you to go watch some of their content. They do group cruises, so you know, if you're a cruiser, they do group cruises also. Matter of fact, they have one coming up. Keisha is on it. I'm trying to get on it, so we have to look. I got a couple of announcements as far as cruises coming up a little bit later on in the show, but go spread the love. And you know, for the cruising community, what I'm going to tell everybody in my little community and in the cruising community, get out and venture out and do some of these group cruises, but also do group cruises with other groups other than the people that you normally do group cruises with. You can still do them with the people that you normally do, but you know, if you spread your wings, you get a bigger audience, and I think, you know, if one of us grows, we all grow. So that's what I'm going to start pushing for everybody to do, is just start to venture out and visit other people, so we can bring new people to our community. Pedroza, if I didn't say hello, welcome in. It's a cruise life. Welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate it, House of X. Thank you so much. Journeys with June and Brady. You guys, welcome in. Appreciate it. Embarkation Nation, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Z, I spoke to you. Welcome, welcome in. Hey, Z. Orange Cone Vlog, welcome in, welcome in. Cruising Scene, welcome in. Emily, EM74, welcome in. And I think I am down at the bottom. Right, Orange Cone, Ross. I saw you said that yesterday. I don't think I read it out loud. I voted Chicago style. Vote early and vote often. That sounds good. Wait a second. Tomorrow I get paid so I can get my special gift for Bill. What? A special gift for Bill? Oh, Z, wow. What's the special? Well, I guess I got to find out tomorrow. Okay, Z. I'll wait to see that. Man, look at Z coming through with the secret Santa Claus. Destination fun. He's not gonna tell you before he tells me. So anyway, I'm just gonna come up here. Yesterday, you know, we talked a little bit about on Cruise Talk with Scott about MSC versus Carnival, and I'm gonna just go through some of the differences, and then towards the end, I'm going to tell you which cruise line I prefer. And everybody knows I'm crazy for Carnival. So if you don't know, whatever, 44, 45, however many cruises I've been on, nearly all of them, if I've been on 45 cruises, 42 of them have been on Carnival. So I'm crazy for Carnival. Uncle Dave, welcome in. So there's no, you know, mystery about that. But I will say, on my MSC, we're going to start with embarkation. Well, first of all, I went out of New York, and that was kind of new for me, but that had nothing to do with MSC. It was unique going out of New York. A little expensive, but it's kind of worth it. If you get there a day or two early and you can actually see some of New York, it maybe warmer weather, it would be nicer. But the embarkation process, what you're going to have to understand is, when I say something is different, I'm not saying different bad. It's just what I'm not used to. So MSC embarkation day, or embarkation was different. When you sign up for your time for embarkation day, I think it's like 30 days for MSC. Well, for Carnival, I'm used to being 14 days. So my fault because I didn't look at it. Um, but checking in, it was painless, not a problem. It was different because I was trying to add my credit card in, so I wouldn't have to worry about it when I got on board. So it was a little more confusing, but again, it might have been just different. First time seeing it, so it was different. So I'm not knocking them for that. Um, Pretty painless. I show up at my time a little early. They check us through and have us sit down in a waiting room. The process was simple, didn't take much time. Plenty of people in the terminal for MSC. Carnival is the same way. Carnival is a little different because of my status with Carnival. So I kind of flow through Carnival, but looking at it from the outside in, it looks like Carnival pretty much handles the embarkation in a manner that makes everybody happy, pretty much. Emily, I'm going to visit. I'm going to try to visit in the spring. Did Keisha say cuckoo for just a little cuckoo for Carnival? I mean, I admit, Scrolls Nest, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Robert Graham, thank you for being here, Rob. Appreciate it. And I admit it. And one of the things is the prices with Carnival. They try to draw a lot of people in. Me, working, had family, or whatever the reason was, a good price from Carnival, it always drew me in. And I gambled a little bit on Carnival, and Carnival gave me good prices. So, as Keisha would say, I'm not gonna say crazy for Carnival. I'm gonna be cuckoo for Carnival. And I've never had a problem with Carnival. I've been on a ship one time where things didn't go right, but I was still on a cruise ship, so I made the best of it. Majorie, Marjorie, I always want to say Majorie. Marjorie, welcome in. Thanks for being here. MSC, I saw a question. I haven't gotten down to it in the chat, but I see it over here on another monitor. Ross, I did do the status match. They gave me gold. Gold doesn't give you priority boarding though. With they had whatever the highest level was diamond, I believe, and then there's gold. It doesn't give you priority boarding like Carnival does. Scrolls, and that's how did I get nominated for the contest? It beats me. It's good to have friends sometimes. So I'm assuming people, maybe mentioned my name, or they came by, saw my channel, and saw the category and thought I would fit in. So exactly how they picked the candidates, I don't know. So I was just felt blessed to be a part of be part of a group. 16 for you. Will G, welcome in. I'm not quite sure what 16 is. So anyway, the check-in, they're even. I mean, I saw nothing special. Um, when I walked onto MSC ship, it did not take me long to realize that the Meraviglia was probably the best looking ship I've ever been on. And I've been on Mardi Gras, I've been on Celebration, soon to be Jubilee, and I'm assuming the Jubilee is going to be like the Celebration and Mardi Gras. They're nice ships. It's not putting down Carnival in the ships, but this ship was built in probably 2000, the MSC Meraviglia, 2019, 18, somewhere around there. So it would put it in, it's about the same time class or time date as the Vista class for Carnival, for those that know ships, the Horizon, the Vista, and Panorama. So that's when this ship was built. And to me, it's like head and shoulders above that. And with the things to do on this ship, I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. The ship, it looked rich once you got inside. You know, Carnival is a fun ship, a practical ship. They have little cute little pieces of art here, a Rolls Royce there, or something like that. They have this had they had statues. They had a canopy down in the main galleria, which would be like kind of like your atrium, but stretched. And they had a canopy like they had on Fremont Street. So walking around the ship in the very beginning, I felt like this was the best ship. And again, it was new to me, and that's why I didn't want to get into it last week because you know it was new to me, and I'm still trying to take it in because I don't want to get new as being better and more exciting. Uh, it wasn't. It's been a week. It's been a little over a week, and I really do think that was the best ship. So as far as ship wise, I'm going to go with MSC on this one. Yeah, MSC again. Not a major difference. Not something that I mean. You know, I would only go on MSC again because of that ship. But I really just the way that it looked and walking around the ship, um, it felt rich. And I haven't been on Celebrity. I haven't been on Princess. I haven't been on Royal. I haven't been on a lot of Viking. I haven't been on any of these ships. But I would imagine this is what they would look like, just richer than the Carnival ships. I mean, Royal is not building billion-dollar ships to look average. So with that, I'm going to give that to MSC. Um, the muster drill. Let me go through the chat real quick. Angel says yes. Ships have so many different check-ins. Virgin Voyage is still for number one for check-ins for me, and I haven't done Virgin. That's another one that I want to do. Virgin. Controversial cruising. Rumor has it Bill still did the wobble. Rumor has it. Uh, Angel, I have $50 now. 14-day, $50. Angel, stick around because I'm going to come up with a cruise. 14 days. I hope it's to Hawaii because I'm doing a 14-day to Hawaii. Uh, Moonlight Adventures. Welcome in, Josh. I'm glad you can make it. And my Moonlight Adventure says you get priority boarding with Diamond. Yes. So I was gold. I didn't get priority boarding. But I'm not. That's just. I'm not. I don't hold that against them because you get that with status. As you get status, you should get perks, priority boarding, and things like that. So I didn't hold that against them. I thought they had a very very practical way to do it. Plenty of help. There was no tie up. They kept it organized, meaning that they gave you a group number, they called a group number, and you boarded with that group number. Carnival sometimes can get out of hand at different ports where they just let everybody, yeah, come on up, come on up, come on up. So it kind of throws the system out of whack. Can't stop walking. Welcome in. It was a committee of Angel says I'm assuming for the Meet Awards. It was a committee of people who nominate the candidates. So there you go. Angel says MSC ships are absolutely stunning. It truly was. It truly was. Meraviglia is their favorite ship. I'm with you, Josh. I think it's my favorite ship. Not cruising experience because we're still talking about the experience. But as far as just the looks of a ship and being on the ship, walking around and looking at the things to do on the ship, I think the Meraviglia is my number one ship, and that's just been on her one time. Bruce, Ocean, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Andre Southgate, full support. Thank you, Andre. Hope all is well over there in New Zealand. And well, I was actually on the cruise Destination Fun, but I did a perk of the cruise. I was able to meet Sherry and Danny from Destination Fun in Miami. We were 2 days into the trip by then. And if you ask a question, leave a question mark or the word question by it, so I'll know not to skip it. Some of these I'm skipping over just so I can keep up with the chat, and then go down, finish up with the conversation. Everybody saying hi. A lot of people saying hi. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Betty, so much. I appreciate that. Betty's always looking out for me. Even when I'm not looking out for myself, I know Betty's looking out for me. Josh, Moonlight Adventures, working and listening. I appreciate it. First Floor Audio, thanks for coming in. First Floor. I checked with MSC with my MGM Resort Nori level. I would get diamond. Sweet. You get the priority boarding. Good for you. I was diamond on Carnival, and I got good. They gave me gold, which I was happy with. I still was happy. I got a free gift later on in it. So again, I have nothing, no complaints as far as how MSC treated me. A couple of things I would work out, and we're gonna get to that. Globies Travels, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you being here. So the muster drill, somebody told me before I got on the ship for MSC out of New York, they told me that they went back to the old style muster drill. So I was dreading the worst with the muster drill. It kind of slipped my mind when I boarded the ship. So I'm like, man, I got to go down. I got to go down and check in my muster station. But then it dawned on us that we got to wait for them for us all to get together for the muster drill. But how they did it was at 3:45, everybody had to go to their cabin and watch a video. And once you watch that video, you dialed a number on your phone to register that you've watched the video, and then you went to your muster station to have your card screened. Very easy process. And actually, I like that process better than I do with Carnival. And you're probably saying, why? Carnival is so easy. How do you say it, Z? A lot of people would say, well, a lot of people would say, why would you like that? Because Carnivals is so easy. Carnivals is too easy. My past life, I was kind of into that safety aspect of a lot of things. And I'm a firm believer people need to know what to do in case of emergency. And with Carnival, they're making it so easy now that nobody knows what they're actually supposed to do. And that's scary. To me, it's scary. It's like being on a plane, and when they suggest that you look and find where the nearest exit is and things like that. Every time I get on the plane, I've been on 1,000 flights. Every time I get on the plane, I look for the exit. I go into a building, I look for exits. It's too late to look for them once things go wrong. You have to have a plan. As they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's how I believe in as far as these muster drills. So getting back to the muster drill, you get to watch a video where they tell you what to do, where to go, how to. So they go over that. Nothing major. I think it's a 10-minute video, maybe 5-10-minute video, not long. Then you go down to your muster station, and then they scan your card, which is I didn't think it was a major problem. I spoke to one lady on the ship, and we were just talking, and we talked about YouTube, and I asked her about what she thought about the muster drill, and she hated it because when you go down to get your card scanned at your muster station, you're down there with a lot of people. I mean, there were probably 300 people down at my muster station, and it was hard to find who scans your card. So I understood what she was saying, how it would seem disorganized. For me, I kind of knew what I was looking for. I was looking like somebody with the orange hat on or whatever, or a lime green hat. That's probably somebody I want to see. And when I went over there, they scanned my card. My day was done. And I enjoyed the muster drill with them. A little bit longer, but I enjoyed the way that they did it. And I think people, whether they paid attention to the video or not, I think they got more out of that probably than what you get out of Carnival. So I'm gonna give a tip of the hat to MSC for that. Laura, welcome in, Laura. Huddle Adventures, welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's see, Keisha. Yes, on my cruise in September, I had to help a couple of first timers for their muster station, their cabin, and and then take them back to Guy's Burgers. Well, of course, you got to go to Guy's Burger, but that's my whole thing is people, and I know it gets redundant, and I understand that. And you did it 20 times, you did it 15 times. Make it muscle memory where you do something automatically. Muscle memory is like you do a motion all the time and you get used to it. Basketball shooters, they shoot a free throw the same way every time. So it's muscle memory. Once you learn, what to do, you got to keep practicing, because if you don't, the muscle memory is going to go away. You keep doing it and take it seriously for a few minutes. And then if something goes wrong, you're prepared. Chet, welcome in. Sea Lake Journey, I appreciate you being here. Cooking and lurking. Appreciate you being here. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to talk about the muster drill. On this trip, we were, oh boy, one of the stops. I'm notorious. I don't know what stop it was. I don't know where I was at. Probably Ocean Key, their private island. I'm on board, and they call man overboard. And I think it was starboard side, but could have been port side, but I don't remember which side. But they called man overboard, but it wasn't a drill, and they didn't sound the alarms like they're supposed to do when you go through the muster drill. I mean, they tell you about the man overboard, the signals. They didn't sound the signal, but they did. The captain announced man overboard. So I go on the balcony. I had a balcony, by the way, people. So I'm going out on the balcony. I'm looking. I don't see anything. I don't say anything, but me being curious, because it's like, what's going on? And then I spoke to somebody, yeah, man, there's a man overboard, a person overboard. So, of course, I'd say, hey, I'm gonna put out a little short about it. Well, I put out a short about it, and then about half an hour later, they come over the air and let everybody know that the person's been recovered or rescued, and they're getting medical attention. Talking to security, they didn't fall actually overboard. They fell. They were off the ship and fell between the ship and the pier. So they didn't actually fall off the ship. So that's why it's not really a big story. Somebody just fell into the water, but they did call a man overboard. So yeah. Destination fun ferry. I was on a ferry last week, and first thing I did was look for my life vest. I do that every time. And it's like, where's the life vest? Oh, it's all back there somewhere. No, I need to know where it's at. Just like the little tourist ship or boat that went down in Nassau. I'm sure they didn't go through the safety instructions. I'm sure nobody looked for where the vests were. I'm sure you have to stay ready. Emily, Bill is right. Muscle memory is real. It is. So anyway, muster drill goes to MSC. As far as the ship, the layout, I did not like the buffet. I went to the buffet, got food. The way the buffet is laid out on Meraviglia is not it's not good for people to get in line and get the food. So they have like different stations, but they have them all lined up together. So you have your salad, your bread, your entrees, your desserts. I mean, they're all not the desserts, but they're all kind of lined up together. So you have one long line instead of stations. So if you could imagine me being me, I go to the end of the line where the plates are. I go there, I grab my plate. Well, other people are grabbing plates, but going to exactly where they want to go. So they're cutting in front of everybody. And it just made it awkward. And I kept thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe I'm just not used to it like this. But to me, that was awkward, the way the food and the buffet was laid out. And because of the way they're laid out, the aisles aren't that wide. You get people in line for the food, and then two people can walk by each other in the aisle. But because of what people were doing by not staying in line, they were all trying to get in line to whatever station they wanted to be in. it made it very difficult to traverse the aisleway, and it felt really congested. And with Carnival Celebration, I never felt that. I never felt that congestion. So for as far as like the buffet layout, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give that to Carnival. Food on the ship. I'm not a very very I'm not a foodie. Kind of a picky eater, but there are certain foods that I like, and Carnival always seems to have that. And on the Celebration, to me, the food was, even if you didn't like it, the temperature of the food was good. It wasn't like that on MSC. I was really disappointed with the food quality in the buffet. I was disappointed in it. And they had foods that they didn't go together. It seemed like they just randomly threw stuff out there, and I didn't like it. And I tried to give it a few days, and I thinking it would get better. It really didn't get better. And the way that it's designed, everybody is like in this one spot. So this one area in the buffet is packed. But if you walk further back to the back of the ship, there's nobody back there. So if you ever get on MSC Meraviglia, get your food, walk to the back of the ship, nobody will be back there. You'll have a whole table to yourself if you want it. And it was just weird. I didn't like that. And I didn't like the temperature of the food. So I'm going to give, as far as food quality, I am going to go with Carnival on that one. I like the way they handled food on the Celebration. They had a plenty of options. The deli, I love the deli. I don't talk about seafood because I don't do seafood. So um, I like the way Carnival handles their food on the buffet. Najuma Brown, I believe I spoke to you, but just in case I didn't, welcome in, Najuma. And oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna talk two more things. Embarkation day, I'm sitting down there, me, Mike, and Mike Jr. Well, he might not be a junior, but Mike and his son. We're sitting down there at the table eating, and somebody came by and asked us if we wanted the drink package while we're eating. They did it 7 times before we could finish eating. That felt a little pushy. To me, that, I mean, Carnival, they're all going that way, but I've never been bothered that much while I was eating on whether or not I want to buy the drink package. I mean, I've had waiters come by, hey, would you like a drink? They come by and ask you if you want a drink. They weren't asking me if I wanted a drink. They wanted to know if I wanted the drink package. I mean, if it was a waiter or a waitress coming by to take my drink order, that would have felt better. This just felt picky. I mean, kind of pushy, kind of trying to get me to spend money. And I don't drink that much, so I know I wasn't gonna get a drink package. So for me, Carnival in the buffet, embarkation day, I felt Carnival again just felt better. And also, we couldn't find ketchup, so they had hamburgers, which the hamburgers were disgusting. But they had hamburgers and French fries. They had no ketchup, and nobody on the ship knew where to get ketchup at. And so I had a hamburger, and I had mayonnaise and mustard on it. I didn't have any ketchup. So I mean, to me, I didn't understand that. Thinking maybe, okay, it was just a bad day. Well, the next day they found ketchup, but what they did was put a big bowl out and fill it up with ketchup and put a spoon in it and put it out for everybody to use. And that was just, to me, that was just disgusting. So it was not, that was not for me. They I did my review for MSC, and that's one of the things that I marked them down on, was like the buffet food and the bowl of a bowl of ketchup. And it wasn't like it was like one day. I mean, this went on the entire trip. One day they did find a little jar, like a little individual jar, like room service would give you probably, and they started passing those out to people. So I used mine on my burger that one day, and I wound up taking it back to my room and put it in the refrigerator, so I'd have ketchup for the next day. I mean that I didn't understand it. So yeah, MSC lost points for that. One thing, one thing I'm going to point out, which is not good or bad, but for the MSC going out of New York, I would say 70% of the crowd were people from out of the country. I mean, it was unusual to see this many people, um, this many foreigners on a ship. I mean, you're sitting at a table and everybody around you, everybody walking by, they're speaking French, they're speaking Italian, and they're speaking German, and it was just unusual to see that many people. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, but I thought it was just odd leaving out of New York. And somebody told me that because a lot of people from Europe fly over just to cruise on MSC, and I can see why they cater to the crowd. There's a Swiss company that runs it, and they cater to a crowd, and they're trying to bring it into the American market. But the people that are used to MSC, they like it, and and I don't know like the culture like over in Italy and things like that. Maybe they don't use ketchup. Maybe they only use the mayonnaise and sweet relish and things like that. But again, if you're going to be over here, you need MSC is it, Italy based. It's Italy based, but doesn't like a Swiss company own it or something? So it could be why they don't use ketchup, because some if you go to Italy, they don't use a lot of ice, and the ice the buffet was not my friend. The buffet was if you I mean if you're catching a theme going on here, the buffet was not my friend. The buffet area, like the drinks, they did have like iced tea, coffee, and then they would have like strawberry kiwi a drink, and then it would mix it out with like a mango drink. So every day you would have like some other iced tea and another drink. But the ice machine, you had to go try to search and find ice. Yeah, it's you shouldn't have to look that hard for ice. And they had little cups, yay big, and they were always out of cups. So a lot of people started using coffee mugs to get their drinks out of, which they do have very nice coffee mugs. Ross says nope. MSC Cargo owns them, and they are from Italy. Yeah, I thought I read something different. Orange cone. I'm gonna take a look at that to see. Bill, you can solve the community kitchen problem by picking up the bowl and taking it to your room. Well, somebody when we stopped in Miami, somebody did that. Say, hey, I'm going off to get some ketchup. Anybody want any? He wasn't going to charge anybody. He wasn't going to charge anybody for it, but he said, if hey, whatever I pay for it, you want to pay me for it, you can have some ketchup. So yeah, it became a black market kind of deal for just coffee. PSV Odyssey, welcome in, Paul. Appreciate you being here. So that was me and the buffet. So I'm knocking down the buffet. Um, one thing that was kind of it gave it a good look on the ship, but they had a ton of mirrors in on the ship. And as you're walking down some of the hallways, like near the elevators and around all the corners, they had mirrors, so you couldn't tell where the hallway was and where it stopped because you keep looking at reflections in the mirrors. And it took a little while to get used to that. I'm not knocking them for that either, because I did again. I like the way the ship looked, but it was. I mean, there were more than one or two people that bumped into the wall because they didn't know it was like being in a fun house. And for whatever reason, in the buffet area, Maybe because everybody was congested into a tight spot, it seemed louder than usual. I mean, I'm used to loud, a place being loud. They didn't really pump loud music into it, but the people, everybody was like screaming. I mean, everybody was talking where people five tables over could hear what you're talking about. And to me, that I mean, it was I didn't understand it. And to make matters worse, because I'm American, I only speak one language. Most Americans only speak on one language. I know some of Ross. I know some other people do. um, but so you hear all these different languages, and it became noise, and it just seemed really loud to me. So I don't know what you could do about that. I don't know whether the ceilings were too low, or maybe they needed some acoustic tiles. Maybe I don't know. Something was reflecting that sound. All the cruises I've been on, that was like one of the noisiest places that I've been in. There we go. See, Ross is clearing it up for me. We are back. Christmas tree break. The grandson, nice. They were putting up when we got off the ship. They were starting to put up their Christmas stuff. See, I think that's what I read, June and Brady. But again, I'm not sure. Let's see what else. What else about the ship? The sail away party. Man, this is taking longer than I thought. Hey, Marlene, welcome in. Uncle Dave, thank you so much, Uncle Dave. Hold on, I got something for that.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money,
Uncle Dave, appreciate that so much. The sail away party. People knocked. I heard people knocking MSC sail away party. I thought it was a good sail away party. I thought it was on par with Carnival. People came out, and it was New York. It was a little chillier. We were outside. I thought it was an excellent sail away party. No, they didn't do the wobble continuously and the different line dances. They had music playing. They had people dancing. As I said, it was a little chillier. And they brought out people and introduced you to the staff and some of the dancers from some of the shows. I thought it was a good sail away party. They had me in. They played music. It had a DJ out there playing music, so they had me, and I was feeling good. So I don't know what people were talking about as far as the sail away party not being good. Let's see. You love that little jingle. Cruising scene down. The wobble is new to me. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Oh, matter of fact, see, that's funny. I was just talking to you, MH Family Adventures. I was watching your video today, me and my son, because he didn't believe me. Well, hold on. I'll be right back. MH Family Adventure. Ross, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hold on.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
That deserves another one.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Thank you so much, Ross. I really appreciate that. MH Family Adventure, they went on, and I forget the name of the ship. I don't think it was Meraviglia, but they were talking about the food on MSC and how it wasn't all that. And I got to agree, it wasn't that good. But what I did do, I ate more pizza on this cruise ship than I have on any other ship. I mean, the amount of pizza I ate on this ship was probably what I've eaten in the last 3 years on a cruise ship. So it's just so funny that you came in, and because I had just watched a video with you and your son, and the pizza I thought was good. It was one of the better ones at sea. Rambling with the Brums, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. I am doing fine. Yeah, Raquel and her son, they were having fun. So, anywho, buffet, carnival, main dining room, equal. They were equal. The food in the main dining room was equal. Hold on, Destination Fun, Sherry. Thank you so much.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
I appreciate it so much, Sherry. Thank you so much. So the main dining room, the food was good on MSC. Meraviglia. It was good. I mean, I had no problems. The shows were on par with each other. MSC is a little different and it's probably like Royal, where you have to check in. You have to log in. You have to check in and reserve a spot at the show. And I'm not used to doing that with Carnival. So to me, it was different. I'm not saying it was bad. The only thing I'm going to say about MSC is it wasn't consistent across the board, where all shows you checked in for, a couple of the shows you had to go down to the box office like between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. or call on the phone to make a reservation, and that was for a show where you actually had to pay for it, and it was like $18, but you got a free drink with it. But the show was good. Rock Circus was one show I went to, so I'm not knocking them for it. It's just different, and I just got if you're going to MSC, just know that you need to make reservations for some things. And yep, Bill needs his ketchup. Come on, I was on there with Mike Clark. Mike Clark needed his ketchup with his chicken nuggets. Well, they didn't have chicken nuggets, but Mike Clark. So, I mean, that was just different. Pretty much, if you wanted to go to a show, if you go there, people would check in and not show up. So 5 minutes before the show time, if you go down there, you can get into the show. So it wasn't bad. I'm going to go back to the passengers, and again, different cultures do different things, and the amount of cutting in line in front of people. And it happens on every ship, but this was an abundant amount of people that just walk right in front of you and cut in front of you to get to the elevator, to get to the show. Here's a line over here, but I'm going first. Here's customer service. The line's over here. I just walk up to the window and start talking to the lady. So, so the people were a little ruder, but again, I'm not going to hold that against MSC. Again, if you're dealing with a European-based cruise line, maybe they do that a little differently over there, where you don't form lines like that. And again, I don't know. The shows, we talked about the shows. The entertainment, Meraviglia had plenty of swimming pools, hot tubs. They had an adult area, which was nice. Carnival has the same thing. So those are pretty much equal. But then when you start talking about like little extras, little additional things that you can do, I mean, Meraviglia had like Formula One racers simulators. They had a bowling alley in there. They had the advanced games. I forget what they call them, but it's not like regular games. It was the high tech game room, which was, I mean, it was incredible to be there, to see all that. A great basketball court. They had dance classes. They had, dance instructors on there. Always have dance classes going. They showed movies. I mean, they showed the football games, and they would divide the football games up to different bars, would have different NFL games. And if you didn't have your game on at one of the bars, you could watch it on your TV in your room. So for entertainment, I'm going to give it to MSC. I felt like their entertainment was better. It comes at a cost, of course, but at least it was available. The celebration is like they have the boat and putt golf. So I'm not kind of downplaying Carnival. They had a couple more things to do. They had comedy shows, but this had comedy shows. Carnival has a ton of comedy shows now. The casino was small. The casino, what time is it? The casino was small. The reason I'm watching the time so closely is I have a premiere at 6:00, and also Controversial Cruising and Embarkation Nation, they go live I believe at 6:00. Scott, I hope you got that worked out. I believe they also go live with trivia tonight at 6:00. So I'm just letting everybody know what's going on tonight. The casino was small. The slot area wasn't. They had like two areas. One was it looked like it should have been non-smoking. It was out on the ship, so it looked like it should have been non-smoking. And then there was one where the main casino was, where they had the table games, and it felt small. It wasn't crowded. It wasn't like a whole lot of gamblers. I'm used to Carnival where I mean, they got a ton of gamblers. This didn't seem like that. And the one problem I had was they had one blackjack table, and it was $25 a night, or $25 to play. They had a Spanish 21 blackjack game. They called it Dream 21, but it's Spanish 21. And that was $15. So it was kind of a rich game to get into. And I play blackjack a lot. So it was a rich game to get into. And I didn't see a lot of jackpots, but again, there wasn't a ton of gamblers. People, won a few hundred, maybe a couple of jackpots here and there. But the casino itself wasn't that big and didn't seem that crowded. Scratch and Pete, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Destination Fun says, yeah, trivia night with Controversial Cruising and Embarkation Nation. She's already won. No need to show up. The premiere is about 15 minutes long, Scott. Probably about 15 minutes long. I'm not sure exactly. I don't even know where I'm going. I think this is we were in Jamaica on a booze cruise. The funny thing is, I'm putting out videos and I'm working on other videos, so I get them confused as far as which one I'm actually putting out on what day. I don't know how you guys do that, put them so far out in front ahead of time and know exactly what you're going to be doing. Maybe I'll get better at it with time. So probably with that, debarkation was good for both of them. I had a tour. At the end of MSC, so I got off, right away, and it was no problem. They worked out well. I did have a problem with booking. I booked an excursion the last day. So the night before debarkation, I went to the desk. Well, it wouldn't let me book it on my phone, which was a downer. Carnival, you could do it right there on your phone. But anyway, I went to the desk, and it took them a half an hour to figure out how to print my ticket and get me booked on the tour of New York. And I'm pretty good with patience, but it got to a point of, I mean, have you booked any of these before? So about a half an hour later, they wound up giving me my ticket, and then I said, well, what about my luggage? Oh, we got to get you a tag. They couldn't find any tags with the number 1 on it, because you had to have number 1 to get off the ship first. So they had to go find tags. Another 10 minutes. They come back with tags and tell me just put it on my bag, leave inside my room at night. So they seemed a little disoriented. disoriented as far as how to handle the excursions, which I don't understand why. To this day, I don't understand why. Long story short, we're about to wind this puppy down because I do have an announcement to make real quick. Dealing with both companies, I still think I'm cuckoo for Carnival. I said it. I know I said I liked the ship. It was the best ship I've ever been on. But the ship is not everything. And Carnival, no matter what you think about them, they pretty much they have their act together for the crowd that they deal with. They have their act together. And I've never seen any problems on Carnival. I didn't see any problems on MSC. I mean, but for me, Carnival has it down. They it's like clockwork. The excursions, the shows. I mean, you could pretty much it gets boring after a while, but with the new ships coming out, hopefully they bring in new shows and things like that. But I still think Carnival right now is my favorite cruise line. But I could see MSC moving up eventually. I can see I'm going on Royal in April, so maybe Royal is going to move up the ladder there. But for right now, Carnival, I got Jubilee coming up. They got Jubilee December 23rd, so that should be a lot of fun. Going down there for that, and that's going to lead me to my announcement. It's official. I have opened up a group cruise. I know you probably say another group cruise. Oh no, not another group cruise. Yes, another group cruise. However, I feel like mine is unique. Mine is a 14-day cruise to Hawaii out of Los Angeles, Long Beach. And I think that's a different itinerary, especially for people that wanted to do Hawaii without flying over to Hawaii. You fly to Los Angeles. We do a round trip. And I'm going to have more information for you. And the stops is like 4 or 5 stops in Hawaii. And then on the way back, we stop in Ensenada. And then we come back to Los Angeles, 14 days. So it's open. Contact me at Warmstrong Adventures Travels. I don't know if I told you this. I'm a travel agent. I don't really do a lot with it. But 14 days in Hawaii, contact Warmstrong Adventures Travels. You can send me an email. You give me a call, hit me up on Instagram the way you've always been doing it. Even if you go to Warmstrong Adventures, that's fine too. Either way, we'll get it done. I know there were a couple of people that were interested in it. I think we have three cabins booked already. So it's probably not for the working class. It's not for the working class because a lot of times you probably can't get away with 14 days. But again, also, I was going to make it a group cruise, but I didn't. But I booked another cruise October 5th next year, 16-day Panama cruise from Seattle to New Orleans. So it goes from Seattle, comes around. To get to New Orleans, it's landlocked, so you have to go through the Panama Canal. So it takes you all the way around. So 16 days cruise. So if anybody's interested in that, I can also book you for that. It's not going to be a group cruise, but if you want to come with me for 16 days, let me know. You can book it on your own, or I can book it for you. And what older women really want? Episode 2. What Betty? What are you telling me? I'm sorry. The ship. Thank you, Scrow's Nest. The Carnival Radiance is a ship that leaves out of Los Angeles to Hawaii. So it's not one of the newer ships, not one of the bright new shiny ships, but it wasn't a bad ship. They did an upgrade to it. It used to be I believe, the Destiny, Carnival Destiny. Now it's called Carnival Radiance. So I will have more information for you as we go on from here on out. I scoped out the ratings for you this. I'll scope out the ratings for you this January. Thanks, Scrolls Nest. Controversial cruising. See you in the premiere and trivia. Scott, I know you got to go. Don't worry about the premiere. Don't worry about it. Go. You got your trivia. Yes, I don't push it a lot, Emily, but I am a travel agent. I mostly do it like for family and friends. This is my first time offering like a group cruise to people, but I did it because it's a different cruise, and I want to offer the people something different. And to me, this is different enough where it's not like the Caribbean, not knocking the Caribbean, but you want something different. I think like Ross has a music cruise. Some other people they have the booze cruise. Eddie, Eddie, if I didn't speak to you, I'm sorry. I think you came in, I didn't speak to you. So those are fine. The only problem is that to me, that cruise will be about the people, and my cruise I want to be about the destination. And people have to make the decision because again, 14 days is a bit much, but it's doable. People, I'm telling you, it's doable. Reach out to me. We'll work it out some way, somehow. I don't have the exact prices set yet, so I'll have the prices for you probably next week for Banter with Bill and things like that. But if you reach out to me, if you have a Carnival VIP, a VIFP number, I can look that up and see what kind of price you can get. It was roughly like $1,400 to $1,500 per person for an interior cabin, but it's 14 days. So it's not a 7-day cruise. It's 14 days to Hawaii, people, to Hawaii. Hawaii cruise is, I'm sorry if I didn't tell you the date, February 9th, 2025. February 9th, 2025. Good people. I am Team Reese, welcome in, but I got to get ready to go because I'm about to do a premiere. If you stay on at the end of this live, you'll be automatically redirected to the premiere. Or if you want to just look up Warm Strong Adventures and go hit the premiere for the booze cruise in Jamaica, it'll be there. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all my mods. I appreciate you all being here. And I will see you at the premiere and or the trivia tonight with Embarkation Nation and Controversial Cruising. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.